in physics, chapter 2, pressure. Okay, today I will discuss the chapter pressure in detail. I will try to make 2 or 3 videos from which I will complete the chapter pressure. Let's move downward. First of all, in this chapter we will learn about pressure, Pascal's law, hydraulic press and hydraulic brake, liquid pressure, upthrust, and some problem, Archimedes principle and law of flotation, atmospheric pressure and application like sirens, air pump and water pump, and mercury barometer. Overall in this chapter we will more and more focus on upthrust, and this chapter is quite logical in order to answer the question. So main logic is on the upthrust. Okay, let's go down. Pressure, as you know that pressure is defined as force per unit area. You can say the force perpendicularly per unit area. If a mass has 5 kg, okay, the pen is ready. If mass is 5 kg, what is the weight? What is the force? Force is mg. So 5 into 10, it will be 50 newton. You should know this fact also. So pressure means force per unit area. Uh, Also, the unit of pressure is force unit is Newton, area is meter square, Newton meter square. We call that unit Pascal. And also this information quite be helpful. 670 mm of Hg equals to 1.01 10 to the power 5 pascals, and which is also we say the 1 atmospheric pressure or 1 atm. Atm means atmospheric pressure. Okay, we'll deal in detail with mathematics regarding these all mm of Hg, because we are learning mercury barometer and pascals. We understood it is SI unit of pressure and 1 atmospheric pressure. Okay, define 1 pascal pressure, and I think from here it is clear. Pressure equals to force by area. Okay, pressure depends upon the force and area, and also I have done mathematics in previous class. Pressure is directly proportional to force, and pressure is inversely proportional to area. It means that if force increase, pressure also increase. If force decrease, pressure also decreases. Okay, now if area decreases, pressure increases, and if area increases, pressure decreases. We can get from this mathematical inference what we call inversely proportional, and it is called, we call, directly proportional. Okay, let's go down to the 1 pascal pressure. Pressure depends upon the force and area. Now if force equals to 1 newton and area is 1 meter square, we define the pressure as 1 pascal. So to get the value of 1 pascal pressure, we should have force equals to 1 newton and area equals to 1 newton. It means that if force is 1 by 1, okay, now you will get 1, and we call pressure value is 1. Generally its unit is pascal. So what is called 1 pascal pressure? If 1 newton force is applied perpendicularly to an unit area, we call the pressure, it's said to be 1 pascal. I hope you understood. See over here, pressure exerted by 1 newton force perpendicularly per unit area is called 1 pascal pressure. Generally we call force equals to 1 newton and area equals to 1 meter square. We call 1 pascal pressure. Let's go down. Similarly, we'll learn about Pascal's law. In a closed vessel, liquid exert transmit equal pressure in all the direction. That is called Pascal pressure, or you can say generally we feel the perpendicularly. So in a closed vessel, liquid transmit equal perpendicular pressure in all the direction. It means that pressure over A, pressure over A, pressure over D, pressure over C, and pressure over B will be the same due to Pascal law. This is said by the Pascal law. Why Pascal law? What are the two things that is necessary for Pascal law? It means that liquid should be incompressible, and liquid should be in closed vessel or confined vessel. They are the two things to hold the Pascal's law. Okay, let's go down. These are different points. Now we are going to solve the numerical problem. See over here, which law is demonstrated? We say Pascal law is demonstrated over here because the liquid is in conform position. It's confined over here. So state the law. In a closed vessel, liquid transmit equally in all the directions. Now question number C, if the force on C is 100 Newton and area of C is 1 meter square, then what is the value of force on B if the area is 2 meters square? I should write here if. Yes, it should be if. Now I have resolved this. See here, F3 equals to 100 Newton. Let me, okay, in this sense, I have written over here, and A3 equals to 1 meter square. Now, one thing you must know is, if force and area is given, we can calculate the pressure at point C, force by area, and you will get 100 Pascal pressure. If you know the pressure at C, the pressure at D, the pressure at A, and pressure at B will be also same. Why? Due to Pascal's law, which we have been reading now. Okay, now question number D. I hope you got the answer. Question from the above information, calculate the value of pressure at D and A. It will be same. And what will the value? If you plug in this value, you don't have force over here. Area is only given, so you can't get the information from here. From here also, data is insufficient. Just you'll get the pressure value from at point C, because both value is given, which I have done over here. I want to show you. You see, pressure at C equals to F3 by A3, 100 Newton by 1 meter square, 100 Pascal pressure. So pressure at A, pressure at D, pressure at C, and pressure at sorry, it should be G, B, C, which is late. It should be B. Sorry, B. Okay, B. It will be same by Pascal law. So pressure at A and D is 100 Pascal. I hope you understood. Let's go up. Now, what is the question number 3? Okay, force on C. I am underlining over here. Let me change ink also, because the color will be same and you will not understand. The force on C is given here. Information regarding C and information regarding B is given. So I will highlight the information over the C. C is given. This information is given, and in B the information is given. This area is given as 2 meters square and F2 equals to 1. Now, from Pascal law, it is clear that pressure at this C and pressure at B will be same. Pressure at B equals to pressure at C, and pressure at B equals to F2 by A2. Just I have denoted F2 the force over here and A2 force area over here. So F2 by A2 equals to F3 by A3. Now you can solve the problem, but the main thing is you must know the units. So F2 here is given in terms of meter square, so I have written 2, and here its area is 1 meter square. See, 2 meter square is given there and 1 meter square is given over here, so I have written 2 and 1, same unit, so unit will cancel, and here F3 is given as 100. Now do cross multiply and solve it, you will get 200 Newton. So pressure at force on B is 200 and area is 2 meter square. Overall you will get the same pressure, 100 Pascal. Okay, now question number 4 I have completed. Now let's go to question number 5. Why I have given the question number 5 is, see, in question number all the meter, here is meter square, unit area is given at meter square, but here it is given at cm square. So student might confuse and they will not change the unit. That's why this problem is given, and similar problem might be asked in your SAE exam also. Let's go up. I have converted over the unit. A1 equals to 1000 cm square. Okay, cm square is given. So I want to go basic and learn how to convert unit. 1 cm square means 1 cm into 1 cm. Okay, 1 cm means 1 by 100 meter into 1 by 100 meter. So I have written over here meter square. This is the first line. I hope you understood. And this is the second line. Now overall, how much? 10 to the power minus 4 meter square. So 1000 cm square is given, so it means 0.1 meter square. Why 0.1? It should be 10 power minus 1. 10 power minus 1 means 1 by 10. Okay, 1 by 10 means 0.1. Okay, now I have written here 0.1 meter square. Now it's easy now. See, all the units are same. That's why what is the value of force applied on A? Question is asking force applied on A. Now you can just compare A and C. Why A and C? Because the lots of information, we should find the value of A, so A should be taken, and all the information is given on C because force and area is given, so I am taking A and C. Okay, see over here I have done for you. Comparing C and A, force pressure at A equals to pressure at C, F1 by A1 equals to F3 by A3. Now F1 by let me erase this all. Why convert unit? So I have written here so that you will understand. Now what is here? 0.1 Newton. Now how 0.1 I have done above. By 100 over here by 1, just multiply it, you will get 10 Newton force is applied. Okay, I hope you understood. In a similar way, we learn about Pascal's law. Second, hydraulic press. Let me write here one here number, and we'll learn about hydraulic brake. These are also the application of Pascal's law. Over here, you see the figure hydraulic press. Here written F1. Here area is A1. Here written this is a load which you want to lift, and this area is A2. So we call this as big piston because its area is large, and small piston area is small. And this is a basin, and liquid is over here. And we consider two things. This liquid is confined, no liquid will come out, and second thing, liquid are incompressible. Now what is hydraulic press? Hydraulic press, they are the device or the instrument which is based on the Pascal's law. So it helps to lift a heavy load by using small effort. Overall, why hydraulic press is needed? Because you will apply small force over here so that you can lift a large load, or you can keep the car over here and you can lift that car too by using small effort. Sometimes you will get question, why the hydraulic press are called force multiplier. Now it might be difficult question for you, but just a question is just difficult, but doing thing is it will be easy. Why hydraulic press is called force multiplier? They are called force multiplier. How or why? Now for that question, just make this figure. I think this figure is easy one. No need to label all the thing, and just write a small piston F1 A1 F2 A2. Now using the Pascal's law, hydraulic press is based on the Pascal's law. So P1 equals to P2 because it is based on Pascal's law. Now what is the pressure on this P1? I am writing over here pressure 1, and here should be pressure 2. Okay, I hope you are getting the point. And pressure 1, what is the force? F1 by A1 equals to F2 by A2. Now I want to find the value of F1. F1 equals to A1 by A2. Now your main important thing is over here A1 by A2. This if A1 is very small and if A2 is very big, then if A1 is very less than A2, then F1 will be very less than F2. It means that applying less effort on that's why we call this as force multiplier. I hope you understood. I'm also going to explain a little bit about these things. Till this equation is not difficult. Now you should know, if area is very small, if small area, okay, A1 is very small. If A1 is very small, then A2, it means that since this area is bigger, so you should apply less force over here, over this F1, so you can lift a heavy load. So it is called force multiplier. Mainly it depends upon the area of two piston. If you keep this area very big and this area very small, just you can apply force over here and you can lift a heavy load. And I have taken one video from a famous Nepali teacher, and he is giving the lecture in Nepali. Let's look over his small demonstration.
मैले के गरेँ, यो पिस्टनलाई थिचेँ, थिचेपछि के भयो, अर्को पिस्टन माथि गयो। फेरि यो पिस्टनलाई थिचेँ, मैले यो पिस्टनलाई थिचेँ, यो पिस्टनले केही गरेको छैन, तर माथि गयो। किन गयो? किनभने यहाँ तरल पदार्थ छ नि त। यो पिस्टनमा जति चाप दियो त्यति न्युमेरिक छ। अरू पिस्टनका मिटर 0 पछि पास्कलको नियम उपयोग गर्दै
this such numerical also. Here also there is force is given, area is given, F2 is given, A2 is not given, F3 is given, and A3 is not given. Just what you can do, you can get the pressure over here, F1 by A1, you will get the value of pressure, and pressure at this point A, let me call 1 or A, and pressure at B and pressure at C will be same. So just calculate f1 by a1 equals to f2 by a2. You can solve for a2, and again f1 by a1 equals to f3 by a3. You can solve for a3 also. If you did not get the idea, just I cannot write over there. I will write over here in the empty space. Just you can write over there f1 by a1 equals to f2 by a2. Yes, I hope you are getting the point. Now f1 value, I know that it is 250. I will show you the video again. 250 by 250 by 0 0.1 0.1 equals to f2. F2, I think F2 is 150 is given. F2 and A2 is, you should find 150. Now get the value of A2. You from my calculation, I guess you will get this will turn over here, this will half, it will 0 0.05 meter square. I guess that one. Okay, in the same way, to find the force over this, just compare these two, 0 0.02. Okay, now f1 by a1 equals to, why I am using f1 and a1 again, because both values over there, force and area value is there, so we can do it easily. And just write here f3 and a3, and this value is not given. In this case, this value is not given, so we'll find the value of f3. Okay, f3 and area is given at 0 0.2. I hope you got it. 0 0.2. I should erase this. Now after this we can solve. This will be 0 0.2. Now you can solve. You will get 125. Yes, this will cancel 2 times 2 means 500. You will get the value force is 500. Okay, let me show this video again. What is this?
अननन कुरा। अब यो ठुलो पिस्टनमा जति यस बराबर अनुपात हाइड्रोलिक साथ त यो भारीकरण नै छ। भाइ फलफलले पनि यो पिस्टनपट्टि चाहिँ बल लगाइन्छ। सानो पिस्टनमा लगाइएको थोरै बल यसरी गुणित गराएपछि अब के भयो एक्जाम्पल। अब यो यहाँ सानो पिस्टनमा बल लगाउँदा यो ठुलो पिस्टनको यो तौल उठ्छ कि उठ्दैन हेरौँ है त भाइ बहिनीहरू। मैले बल लगाएँ सानो पिस्टनमा क्रमशः ठुलो पिस्टनको डस्ट।
See this small piston and small area, so he's using small effort, and this is the large piston. See this and area is also large, so he's lifting a duster over here, but we can lift a car and other things also. Let's see
उठ्यो। फेरि यो पिस्टनलाई तान्दाखेरि यो काम गयो, आफ्नै पोजिसनमा गयो यो। अब फेरि मैले यहाँ चाप दिएँ, सानो पिस्टनमा चाप दिएँ, चाप दिँदाखेरि के भयो यो डस्टर माथि उठ्यो। यसरी सानो।
Okay, I hope you got the thing what I want to tell over here, and let me show this at last. Okay, similar problem also you should face in exam. So let me go to that one. Okay, let me go it up. Okay, this is also another problem. Okay, let's move on. Okay, hydraulic press we have completed as a hydraulic press. It is used to lift a heavier object by using small effort. I have shown the experiment done by our famous teacher who teaches government school. So he's teaching in Nepali, so I cannot upload his video in your Google Classroom. Okay, let's see over here the problem. 250 Newton and 0.01 meter square, and F2 equals to what? A2 equals to 0.04 meter square. I hope now you can understand. This is also based on Pascal's law. No liquid is coming out, and we think that liquid are incompressible, and all the things are in the closed vessel. So Pascal's law is applied over here. So pressure at this point equals to pressure at this point. So 250 no F1 A1 F1 so pressure at A equals to pressure at B. Let me copy the question. Okay, 250 0.01 0.04. Okay, let me change the question over here. F1 is written over here. F1 equals to, let me get in it, F1 equals to 250. I hope you got the thing, and they are quite easy. 250 Newton. Okay, now area is given at 0.01. Yes, I copied the same thing, 0.1 meter square. Okay, P2 equals to, okay, let me erase this P2. Let me erase this. Now this F2 equals to what? We don't know the value of F2, and the area is 0.04. Obviously area is greater. It means that if this area is greater, we know if this area is greater, 0.04 by 0.1, sorry, 0.01, let me see once again, 0.04, 0.01, okay, 0.01, I should make it 01. Okay. I hope you will understand this is 0.01, and 0.01 by 0.04 by 0.01 means 4 times. If area is multiplied by 4 times, then force should be reduced by 4 times. So here force, if it is 250, and here the force also should be multiplied by 4, because if you divide this area you will get the same value. Now here also you can write over here P1 equals to P2. You can solving, we are don't put 21 minutes with you. P1 equals to P2, then what we can write, F1 by A1, Pascal law, F1 by A1. Okay, now see, it's easy one, equals to F2 by A2. Now which value is not given, just plug in the value, you will get the answer. I hope you understood. We have practiced a lot more numericals regarding this hydraulic press and Pascal's law. Okay, now just F1, just write here 250 by, okay, let me get 250 by 0.01. There is no space, so I hope you can solve it. Yes, you can solve it, do yourself. Let me get green ink. Okay, now do yourself. F1 is given 250 by 0.01 equals to F2 by 0.04. So overall you are getting 1000 answer. Yes, and just cross multiply, you get 1000 answer. Now let's go to next one, hydraulic brake. It is also based on Pascal's law, and these small instrument, using small effort we can use, or we can um, retard, or we can stop or heavy vehicle. This is how we can say brake. Yeah, hydraulic brake means liquid is filled over here. This is the place where you applied force. F1 is applied over here, and this is the area. This is the area of piston A1. Now, okay, A1, and large force, this is the area, yes, A2, and how much force or load applied, this is the load means the wheel, F2. Just use Pascal law, you will get the answer. Just you can say hydraulic, this is the overall figure, this is the wheel, and you are applying brake over here, both sides are there. Okay, the pressure this side and pressure at this side will be the same, you have learned Pascal's law, and pressure will be also same over here, but F1 by A1 value, so you will apply small less effort, and small area is over here, and big area is over here, so the force will be multiplied, your force will be multiplied, so it's called force multiplier. In the same way, see over here, you got the answer 1000 over here. After a calculation, you got the answer 1000 over here. You got how much value? 1000 over here. Just do calculation this problem, you get 1000. Now see, 250 force is 250 force is applied, you are getting load as 1000, so force is multiplied, so it is called force multiplier. Why force multiplier? It depends upon the ratio of area. Okay, I hope you got it. Now we are changing the topic. It's become 24. Yes, let's do it. Okay, let's introduce to up thrust, because up thrust is the main thing in this chapter. Okay, now see pressure. Liquid pressure. Liquid pressure means the pressure exerted by the liquid Yes, at the bottom due to its weight is called liquid pressure, and generally pressure equals to force by area, and your liquid is over here, height is here, density is here, and area is here. Generally force means weight. F equals to mg. The weight of this liquid is mg. Also mass, m means mass of liquid. Mass equals to, we know, m equals to volume into density. Another equation, m equals to volume into density. Volume into density of liquid. Sorry, volume into density of liquid. Just place those value, volume into density into g. G means acceleration due to gravity. It depends upon the place. It is in moon, or it's on the Mount Everest, or it's on the surface of the earth. It depends, and we have learned in the first chapter clearly. And also volume formula, we know volume equals to area into height. Area into height. General volume means area into height. That's why what we got over here is volume means area into height into d into g. Now what is the value of pressure? Pressure equals to force by area. Go up. Pressure means force by area, and just put the value of, let me change ink, I will use red ink. Just you can say that let us consider a liquid whose density is g and height is h, and whose base area is a. Also you can say the mass of the liquid is given by volume into density, and volume is given by area into height, and the weight of the liquid F equals to mg. M means volume into density into g, and we are plugging the value of m, which is volume into density, and we are plugging the value of v, which means area into height. And if you put the value of force over here and overall, you can calculate and you can get as dg. Yes, as d and g. Okay, everything is mentioned over here, and overall mathematics is this one I have written here. And from here it is clear that pressure depends upon the height or depth. Pressure depends upon the density of liquid. P is directly proportional to h, because you have done the mathematics in the previous class. Yes, pressure depends upon the density. D means density of liquid, and pressure depends upon the acceleration due to gravity. Okay, one question you might get in exam. Okay, this is a water bottle. Yes, it is fully filled. Now if you take this water bottle to moon, does the pressure will change or not? Yeah, very good questions. Does the pressure will change or not if this bottle is taken to the moon? Now read this information again. This is regarding the liquid pressure. Why? Because it is talking about the liquid. So pressure means as dg, see as height of the, if you take this bottle to moon or Mount Everest or anywhere, the height doesn't changes. The liquid height doesn't changes. If it is one bottle, and it will not reduce. Okay, its liquid level will be the same. If the liquid level will be different, then people will not do the market or whale business here. If they carry a truck of whale, you might say oil, a truck of oil, kerosene oil, or oil. Yes, if a man take a truck of oil from India to top of Everest or bottom of Everest, obviously while going high, the level of liquid will not change. So this height, this doesn't changes. Okay, this height doesn't changes. Yes, otherwise the business will go down. And the density of liquid, density also generally doesn't changes if you take to different places. And what changes is g. Yes, the g value is maximum at the surface. Sea level means at the surface g value is more, and if you go on upper and upper, g value will decreases. So if you take this bottle to the moon, obviously on the moon the g value is 1.67, and on the earth it is 10. so pressure will decrease. Why? Because acceleration due to gravity is decreasing on the moon, so pressure also decreases. What happens if a water bottle is taken from Tarai to mountain? The pressure will decrease because acceleration due to gravity will decrease. Yes, I hope you understood this one. Next thing, the pressure depends upon the density of liquid. Yes, you should know some density. Density of water is 1000. You should know this one, and density of mercury is 13600 kg per meter cube. You should know these two value. I have written over here. And second one, pressure depends upon the height or depth. Height is generally from this reference. If we are talking about this liquid, all our liquid is here, and where there is more pressure will be more at this depth, and you will say pressure is more at depth. Generally height, how do you what is the reference point for height is generally up. Now from here to here, see, okay, it's not right. The height is less, and this down one the height is more, so pressure depends upon the height. So this is the reference line is at the top, always at the top. I hope you could convince two things. Pressure is directly proportional to height, and pressure is directly proportional to G, and it depends upon the density of liquid also. One question you might get, if this is aquarium, yes, aquarium, I'm talking about aquarium, and there is a small bubble, and what happens to bubble when it go off? Generally, you see this bubble is at the depth. There is all water over here at depth. So if depth increases, then pressure also increases. So pressure is more over here, so bubble is small. When it go off, the bubble will become larger and larger and larger, and finally it will get lost. So you can say the bubble is smaller at the down because pressure is directly proportional to depth, and if pressure is more, its area should be less. Yes, if pressure is more, area should be less. So here the bubble will grow, the radius of bubble will grow. And another thing you can say, why the footballers should use stud, STUD stud on their boots. It means that if there is stud, then area is small. If area is small, pressure will be more, and if more pressure, the person will not slip from the ground. There is no chances of injury. Why the base of the dam are made wider? Because on depth, pressure is directly proportional to depth, so pressure is will be more, so area is made larger, so in order to counter that pressure. If pressure will be more, and area should be also made more larger in order to counter that pressure. Okay, I hope you understood. You have done such question in grade 8 also. Now question is here, calculate the pressure of water at the bottom of the well if the well is at 10 meter. Okay, now see here, height is 10 meter, SDG, use formula SDG. Now H value you can keep 10 meter, D value, what is written over here, water is written here over here, so you can keep 1000 over there, and G value is 9.8. Okay, I think video is getting longer. So of course I will discuss in next class. I will go over the last slide. Okay, no mercury barometer. Okay, where is written here, mercury barometer. See, the pressure exerted by atmospheric air on the surface of the earth is called atmospheric pressure. We always feel atmospheric pressure, and the pressure given by atmosphere is called atmospheric pressure. And atmospheric pressure decreases as we go up from the earth's surface. This is another fact. Atmospheric pressure decreases because why decreases? Pressure equals to SDG. SDG means the gravity will decrease at the higher, so pressure will also decrease. This is the reason. And generally this is the figure for mercury barometer, and this is a vessel, and you are using a test tube. Okay, and this end is closed one, and this type of vessel, test tube. Okay, and this is full, and this side is open, and just you inverted this one, and what happens? And first of all, this tube A, I'm calling tube A. Okay, this is also fully filled. First of all, it is fully filled, and it is inverted and kept inside this mercury. Yes, all is filled of mercury. And what actually happens, the atmospheric pressure give pressure over here. If atmospheric pressure gives a lot of pressure over here, this will raise at high. Yes, if less pressure is given, this raise will be also low. This rising of mercury depends upon the atmospheric pressure, because atmospheric pressure gives this side. And if more pressure, it will rise more, and less pressure, it will rise less. Generally, maximum value of pressure is found on the sea level. Sea level means the surface of the earth. So this will rise maximum. And what is the ridge height? 760 mm of Hg. Okay, 760 mm of Hg. Now calculate the value of pressure over here. What is the height over here? Height equals to, okay, let me write over here, height equals to 760. It is in mm, so try to change in meter. Now just divide by 1000. Okay, divide by 1000. Video is getting longer. Okay, divide by 1000, it's meter. Now you got the height in meter. Now G means 9.8. Use value G equals to 9.8. 9.8. Okay, 9.8. Now next, what is left? Density. Okay, let me drag this. Okay, SDG. Okay, what is left? Density. Density of mercury. You should know the value of density of mercury. That is, I have shown just now. It's 13600 kg per meter cube. Now just put all those values in P equals to SDG. P equals to SDG. Put all those values. You will get 1.01 into 10 to the power 5 Pascal. So I call that time 10 to the power 5 Pascal. I hope it is clear that at first I underlined this one while teaching pressure. See over here, the height raised by this mercury, if you convert it into SDG, you will get this much value of pressure, and this is also called 1 atmospheric pressure. I hope it is clear, which I want to show it, and I want to end the video. Okay, let's go up. Let's see over there. 760 mm of Hg equals to 1.01 10 Pascal equals to 1 atmosphere. I hope you understood over here. And generally, what is done in mercury barometer, I hope you understood that one also. Generally, two vessels are taken, and this is open one, and another is test tube type of vessel, where this one is open and this one is closed. Generally, it is also this place. A1 test tube 1 is also filled with mercury, and test tube 1 is also filled with mercury, and test tube and another vessel is also filled with mercury, and it is inverted and kept inside. And so here should be scale. Yes, here should be scale. And generally at sea level, the mercury will rise up to 760 mm. And if you take same mercury to the top of Everest, this 760 will fall down. Why? Because atmospheric pressure is low, it will provide low pressure to this liquid. It means that if low pressure, then this will not raise up. Okay, this all depends upon G. I told you pressure is directly proportional to G area, so pressure is also less. And this is how we can draw a conclusion. Thank you for listening. Thank you.